Hello to all of my motivators family. How are you all doing? It's Marlene Motivates, and I am your life coach. Today we'll be going to talking about some things, but I did want to say this is 2025, and in 2025 we're not going to be one to make the excuses. What we're going to do is make some changes. So if you're new here, hit the like, subscribe, do all of those YouTube things, and welcome to today's podcast and discussion. I wanted to say to you all, when we talk about our life, this is 2025. How is my life going to go this year? This is the way I was thinking. I know a lot of people, they make these plans, they talk about resolutions and all these things. But I wanted to say, we are the ones that are responsible for our change. Either our life can stay the same or we can benefit, we can tap into our blessings, we can do the things that we need to do, but we are the one that is responsible for the change in our life. You know, you have to make a change. You have to be responsible for you. You are responsible for your happiness. So let's get into it, everybody. We know people in our lives, right? You know, your family, your friends, romantic interest, whoever it is. Hi, Winter Girl. How are you? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Happy Sunday, everybody. I wanted to say this to everybody, that we are the ones that are responsible for how our life is. Now, this is something that a lot of us really don't think about. We get upset about oh, Nolan's girl, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. We are the ones that are responsible for our happiness. We're the ones that are responsible for our mental health. We're the one responsible for our physical health, our financial, our spiritual, all of those things. And if we only really, truly knew how important we are, how valuable we are, how much potential we have inside, we would go about living our life in a different way. And I know for a very long time, I stayed stuck. I stayed stuck in unhappiness. I was miserable. I was angry. I was all of these things because sometimes when you're like in a rabbit hole, when you're around people that are negative, especially when your relatives are toxic or when people have spoken against you negatively, stabbed you in the back, it's hard for you to come back from all of those things. But I want to let you all know that we are the one that is responsible for the changes in our life, even though it may be a challenge. And it's hard to find positive support throughout the negativity. I know that was a big problem for me when I was going through my therapy and I was working on me and elevating my life, because I wanted to say, anybody who needs to hear it, if your life is not what you want it to be, you can change it. You can do it. You can do all of those things. Anything is possible for you if you believe that. See, before, I did not believe in myself. I did not have the confidence. I didn't have the bandwidth, and I didn't have the strength because I was depending on other people to support me. Hi, Miss Eunice. How are you? Welcome. Yes, good evening to you. Yes, everyone, I hope all as well. Yes. Hi, welcome. How are you? Everybody hit the like, please, and subscribe to this channel if you have not already. I wanted to say that we are the ones that's responsible for any change, any issues in our life. Now, I don't mean the negative attitudes or the people who try to use and misuse and do all kinds of things to us. No, I don't mean that. We are responsible for making changes in our life. And that's something that brings me so much joy when I think about the promises my my gifts, my blessings. There's so many things that is there for me, and I wanted to encourage everyone as well. There is something with your name written on it. Is it a blessing? Is it a gift? Is it something that you're supposed to do and be in this world? See, your name is written on that. And don't let anybody else stop you from believing that. You're never too old. You're never too young. You've never, in this world, when you don't have a certain amount of money, or if you don't have the right spouse or the children, the white picket fence, according to today's society, it's like we are not accepted and received. But I want you to know that regardless of what other people are saying on the outside, within ourselves, we are enough. Even when people change, even when people pretended to be there, pretended to support you, pretend to love you, pretend. And then when they got good and ready, at one time or another, you weren't good enough for them. Or they were only thinking about themselves and being selfish. See, sometimes when people change, it's an opportunity for us to grow up. It's an opportunity for us to say, I didn't need them, or they weren't good for me. So I want to say and encourage everybody that just because we go through changes in our life, just because we go through challenges, it does not mean that we are not enough. See, in our change, we can elevate. In our change, we can grow. In our change, we can be blessed. In our change, we can prosper. In our change, we can do something amazing. And I felt led to come on today. I wasn't even going to go live. I came from my service today and I just said I was just going to relax. But I felt compelled to say this message to somebody because I know that there is at least one person that needs to hear that they're enough. The one that has been abandoned, one that has been neglected, the one that has been talked about, backstabbed, cheated on, misrepresented, okay? Just because people change, just because people backstab you, just because people don't appreciate you, it does not mean that you have to accept that. See, when people change, when people neglect you, when people leave your life, that's a gift. Uh, that's something that I could not have said a few years ago because when somebody abandons you, hurts you, backstabs you, it doesn't feel like you're enough. You feel like, what did I do to deserve this? Am I not a good person? I try. See, it's not us. Don't think that you are not enough because some people will just use and take until there's nothing else. All they want is to be there to use you. And when they cannot use you anymore, then they leave your life. See, and that's the time where we need to heal from that. We need to forgive those individuals that hurt us, that doubted us, that abandoned us, that backstabbed us, that cheated, that did everything wrong to you. See, today's discussion is about healing and prospering and how we're not going to allow the past, we're not going to allow what maybe your parents said or your siblings or a job, anybody out there that has been told that you were insignificant because of one reason or the other. Maybe it's a disability, maybe because of your financial situation. But listen, you are valuable even when other people don't see the value in you. And that's something remarkable. You have to do some work on your inside. And that's something that I had to start doing. I had to work on my foundation because I was expecting for friends, for relatives, for other people to see value in me. And I was drowning. I was so discouraged. I was so depressed because they didn't value me. And I want to say this to anybody who needs to hear it. Just because another person does not value you, appreciate you, support you, like you, never stop being your true and authentic self. And it does not mean that your real, true people are not there waiting for you. You just have not met them yet. Okay. Don't be discouraged and don't give up. Don't give up on anything you want. Don't give up on love. Don't give up on your hopes. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your plans. Whatever is meant to be for you will be. Just because it hasn't happened, it doesn't mean it won't happen. Okay? Miss Eunice says it. Yes, I am enough. You are enough, Miss Eunice, and you are enough, everybody. See, change can be good. Yes, it can be. Change can be one of the best things that can ever happen to us in this life. See, when life changes, we have to change with it. See, and that's one of the hardest things. I know it's so hard for me. I don't really embrace change. Like, I don't really like for things to change. I want things to stay the same. It's like when you have people that you love and they pass away, or things like divorce, or things losing a loved one, a child, a friendship, outgrowing people. See, this is the message going into 2025. I want us to really think about how we can elevate our life, elevate our mindset, elevate our hopes, elevate, widen your scope. I want you to believe that this is not all there is for me. I want to do better. Whatever it is that you want to elevate in 2025, I want you to work on that right now. I want you to work out. I want you to start thinking about, what are some of the things that I want to change? Is it your health? Is it a credit score? Is it your finances? Is it your health? Is it your spirituality? Is it getting real, healthy relationships? Is it finding romance and love? Is it whatever it is? I want for us to take all of those things and blend them together so we can be a brand new person. See, the change starts with you, and the change starts today. See, don't wait for a perfect situation to happen. See, because we're not perfect people. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I procrastinate. I don't do what I'm supposed to do all the time. But then I forgive myself. And you get up again and you fight all over again. See, change can happen for us if we want it. See, that's usually the biggest obstacle. We talk about all of these things. Oh, yeah, I want to change, and I want this money, and I want my figure to be better, and I want this and I want that. But what are we doing to get to that? See, we have to do more than just talk about what we want. We have to be about it. And that's the thing that I love. And that brings me so much joy when I think about what could be. I want you to look forward to the future, and I want you to see yourself doing exactly what it is that you want to do. What do you look like? Are you slimmer? Are you in peace? Do you have the whatever it is that you're doing as a job or a career or a business? Who's with you? See, you have to think about those things and put yourself in a position to be that. Hi, Muhammad. How are you? You have to put yourself in a position to be that. Be that woman or be that man. See, the change first has to start in our mindset. We have to know that we deserve great things, and you do. You deserve great things. You deserve to receive all your blessings. You deserve to think about your hopes for the future. You deserve to heal. You deserve to let go. You deserve to not be taken advantage of and be used. You deserve that. And if you cannot have people in your life that will appreciate you, respect you, and your boundaries, now it's time for you to change how you deal with them. Sometimes the reason why we're not getting to our elevation and higher levels is because we have people in our life that are keeping us stuck. Yeah, we think we're helping people that are our friends, people who are our family, people who are this person and that person in our life. But really, are we helping them, or are we trying to control them? Hmm. I'll give you a moment to think about that and to meditate on it, because I was guilty of that. I thought for a long time that I was helping um, friend, helping a relative, helping significant other. You think you're helping people, but you're not helping them. You're trying to control the situation. And it's something that we do sometimes unknowingly as women and men. We think we're helping somebody, but really what we're doing is we're controlling the situation. We're doing things for them, and that is causing us needless stress, aggravation. So, one thing that I want to say to my motivators family is it's time for us to change how we deal with others. And I had to speak to myself and tell myself this: it's time I change the way I treat other people, not telling them what to do, not thinking that I can control that. Stop doing things to make myself miserable. And I want you to say that to yourself. I will stop doing things that make me miserable. So, expecting for people to be you, that's a change that I had to make inside of myself. We have to stop expecting us from other people because nobody's going to be you. They will not do it like you do it. They will not be there. They will not show up like you show up. They will not understand like you understand. They will not love like you love because there's only one you. So we have to change our expectations. Stop expecting for people to do what you do. Be like you are, like what you like. All we can do is expect for people to be themselves. And then when that shows up, when it comes to fruition, we see if that's something that you want to deal with or not. Hey, Whitney, how are you? Welcome. Happy Sunday. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. And that's something that we have to really take in. Is this something that I really want and I really need in my life or no? Hi, Miss Tamika. How are you? Welcome. Happy Sunday. That's what we have to come to the realization. Are the people that we are bending over backwards for, are they bending over backwards for me? Or is it me putting in all the work? We have to start really defining, am I a friend or are they a friend? We will say to somebody, that's my friend. You may be a friend to somebody, but are they a friend to you? You may have your relatives and say that you love them, but do they love you? Do they support you? See, we're talking about the things that are very uncomfortable. We don't want to talk about it. It upsets us. It upsets us to know that people really don't care, don't really support. So it means that we have to start making some immediate changes in our life for us to prosper, for us to have peace, for us to be in a position to do everything that we need to do. And that's what I wanted to say to you all. We have to make changes. You have to make changes. And for some, it's big changes. And for others, it's a whole bunch of other little changes. The small changes add up to big changes later on. So start small. I don't want the motivators family. I don't want you to overwhelm yourself. I want you to understand that right now, I'm going to focus on one thing. Work on one task at a time and complete it. Right now, I'm going to work on changing my mindset. Maybe sometimes we get ourselves all upset because people don't think like we think. Now, what helps me to be able to not go down a rabbit hole like, oh, why do they treat me like that? I have to remind myself that I am only in control of me. I cannot control others, and I have to let that go. Let people be themselves, and you just be your best. You be a good role model. You be a good example. And when people are not treating you in the way that you deserve, this is when you take your leave. You block them. There's always things that we can do to keep our power, but we have to change our perception. We have to change the way we treat people, and we have to change how we show up for others, because some people don't deserve for us to show up for them. See, they always want to take, right? We know people like that, right? They're always taking. Can I have some money? Can I have some money? Will you do this for me? Will you do that for me? But they would never never ask you, do you need something? Can I help you? So, motivators family, I want for us to not be used. Don't be taken advantage of. Don't let people control you, mistreat you, and disrespect you, because that's very disrespectful for the ones that are only asking, but they're never giving. Yes, while we are givers, we deserve to be given to. We deserve to be supported and we deserve to be loved on. See, we have to change our behaviors, okay? How we behave with other people. We can't be the yes woman. We can't be the yes man. We can't be the person who always shows up, always supports, always nice. We have to show people and make changes. I'm not going to be always available, okay? And you have to show people you cannot treat me disrespectfully and expect for me to be there for you. No, it doesn't work that way. Sometimes the biggest change that we have to make is we have to change how we make ourselves available. Not making yourself available shows other people, "Hmm, okay, I don't always have them." You cannot always be there for everybody. You have to let them make their own decisions. And also, a big part of change in 2025 for me is not allowing myself to be available for other people so that people can miss you, okay? You have to show people, okay? Uh, you can't replace me, okay? Just like nobody can replace you. You have to show people. There may be other people, there may be other women, there may be other men, but nobody is me, okay? There's nobody who's going to be a Marlene. There's nobody who's going to be a Eunice or a Tamika or whatever your name is, okay? There's nobody that will be you. See, and if somebody really truly cares about you, they will absolutely realize that. There's not another Marlene, there's not another Eunice, there's not another Tamika, there's not another insert your name, okay? And when people realize that, they will value your time. They will show you respect. They will show up for you. They will treat you kindly. They will communicate about whatever it is, and not just expect for it to always be coming from you. See, respect is on both sides. Respect is a two-way street, and that's something that we have to make some changes on for some of us. We can be always be the one to respecting other people's boundaries, and at the same time you're wearing yourself thin on your job, with your relatives, with your kids, spouse, significant other, your friends, right? Hey Shay, how are you? Welcome. Happy Sunday. Miss Eunice says, that is so true. Sometimes we think just because it's family that they care and love us, and may not even be the case. It's sad but true. Yes, absolutely, Miss Eunice. Absolutely. We cannot expect people because they are family or their relatives that they care about our best interests at heart. It's sad, it's hard, but it's hard, but we live in a very cold, very negative society, and there are some people who just aren't well mentally, okay? The elevator doesn't go to the top floor. There are some people that just don't have it all together. And I'm not trying to make fun of people, but that's just what it is. Some people just do not have it all here. And we have to realize that we can't keep spinning our wheels, showing support for people who treat us ridiculous or they're rude to us. They misbehave. They don't communicate. They ghost, or some people honestly just are evil. They have evil motives. They want to see you fall flat on your face. They laugh at your expense. They want to hurt you. So we have to pay attention to these things because there are red flags. Unfortunately, we have to be honest and change our thinking. Maybe it's your mother, your father, your sister, brothers. auntie, uncle, grandparents. Maybe it's a friend, quote unquote. Maybe it could even be a spouse, a significant other, somebody that you've known for a long time. Hi, Miss Kelly. Hi, Miss Lynn. Welcome, everybody. But love goes both ways. Respect goes two ways. It can't just be me. It can't just be you always giving, always being kind, always being loving. It has to be reciprocated. And that's something that we're going to change in 2025, and we're going to improve on ourselves. We're only going to have people in our life, and that's something that just doesn't happen haphazardly. Okay, that just doesn't come out of thin air. It's work. It's how you show up, and it's also how you don't show up. One thing that I was so happy that I started in 2024 is I stop, calling people who don't call me. If you don't have the time, I don't have the time. Just like people will say, I'm busy, you get busy. Okay? You get busy. You be about your business. You handle your business. You shine your light. You believe in your hopes and your dreams and go for it. Stop waiting for friends or family to be on board with your dream. Be on board with your vision. You have to be the one to say, I have to change my life, or sit on the sidelines watching everybody else live theirs. See, while it's nice and wonderful to support others in their dreams, you have your own. What are some of your dreams? Are you going for it? Do you have enough courage to say, I'm going for my dreams and I'm going to do it? Then I applaud you. Go for it. Don't give up. And I know that it's tough. I know it's difficult. I know it's a challenge, but we have to change our vision, our perspective. What do I want? And then we have to speak it out loud. This is mine. I claim it. It's for me. Stop thinking that we can't have things, or that it's too big or it's too high. Nothing. If it's in your head, if it's in your heart, if it's a vision, if it's something that has been downloaded inside of you. Some people have a gift at certain things. That's yours. Don't let anybody talk you out your dreams. Don't let anybody talk you out of your hopes and your talents. Don't. Okay? We have to sometimes change who we associate with, because they'll bring you down. They'll tell you that won't ever work, or I tried that. No two people are alike. Every single person is different. Okay? Everybody is different, and everybody wants different things. And I want you all to know that it's okay for your dreams to not be somebody else's. We cannot expect others to always be on board with us, with what we want, with what we're trying to do, okay? Don't expect it, okay? I see let's see what I missed. Yes, Shay's evil. I said hi to Kelly. Hi, Miss Kelly. How are you? Miss Eunice says, this is truly amazing. Several things that you have brought up, I just recently brought up yesterday and today. I just told my husband, people who don't call me, I'm not going to call them. Yeah, I stopped that in 2024. If a person is not putting in any effort, any energy, or if they are mistreating me, okay, I'm not going to keep. It's one of those things. Stop begging people to be in your life. Stop waiting for people to support you. Stop expecting for people to be like you are. See, how people show up is how they show up, but we have to have the courage to believe it. Okay? When somebody shows you who they are, believe them, and believe them the first time. That's what Maya Angelou said. Okay? Believe people the first time. If people are telling you that they're crazy or they're weird, they're not ready for a relationship and you want a relationship, or they're saying one thing but they're doing another, believe it. Believe in people's energy. Believe in people's actions. Believe in the way people treat you. Believe in the people who talk out of two sides of their mouth. They say one thing with this person, but they say another thing with you. Trust that. Okay? This person can't be trusted. And don't think that you can change them. That's a part of the change and the healing and the personal growth that we each have to have, motivators family. When somebody shows you who they are, do you have the courage to believe it? Even if it's your relative, even if it's your significant other, your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend. Okay, when something doesn't feel right, do you trust the energy, or do you ignore it and say, oh, no, 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 they must be having this or this, because that's something I know that I've done. You make excuses for people when you care about them, but do they give you that same energy? Do they give you that same support? Are they as loyal to you as you are to them? That's some food for thought. We have to really think about that. We can be so loyal and kind to people, and what all we are is a doormat for them to run over us. Okay, take advantage of us. For some people, all we are is a bank. For some people, all we are is somebody to sleep with. For some people, all we are is whatever. There's a reason and a purpose. And when we stop serving that purpose, when we stop showing up for them, or stop giving them money, or stop sleeping with them, they're done. They're done with us. So that shows that that's not love. Love is on both sides. A loving person will do something for you even if you can't do for them. They're going to be loyal, they will be respectful, and they will be kind. Okay? See, sometimes we feel that other people love us because you purely love people out of a pure thoughts, pure motives, pure agenda. Everything was pure, but that does not mean that theirs is pure. Okay, that doesn't mean they want the best for you. That doesn't mean they want you to elevate. It's so hard to even think that way, because for many of us, we just do things out of the goodness of our heart. We just love people. We love to support others and be kind. We love to do good deeds for others. Hi, Doretha. Hi, Miss Doretha. How are you? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Happy Sunday. Let's see what I missed. Okay. Yes, I'm big on loyalty. Yes, that part, Miss Eunice, because I'm a very loyal person. And when I find out somebody is not loyal to me, you can never get it back. When I lose respect for somebody who is unloyal, disrespectful, a person who's a cheater, or someone who talks about you behind your back, that backstabbing stuff, you can't come back from that. Like, I don't hate anybody, but when I lose trust, you can stay over there, okay, until you mature. Okay, you can mature over there with somebody else, but you can't come back to me. And sometimes one of the things that I had to learn, people think forgiveness means that you still have to deal with people. Just because you forgive people and you release them and let them go, it doesn't mean that you didn't forgive them. See, a part of healing is for you to know, I deserve better, and I don't have to have that with you. Okay, I can forgive you, and I can let you go. Okay, because I know my value, I know my worth, and I said that to you all too. Know your value and your worth to let people go. Okay, stop holding on to people that you should have been let go of because they're not helping you. See, when we let go of people, I'm telling you, so many blessings happen in our lives. I know when I let go of a few people in my life, so many blessings came to me. I found my life purpose. I became a life coach. I got my degree. I have peace. I've met wonderful people. I've traveled. So sometimes when we are holding on to people, it's stopping you from your potential, from your gifts, from your blessings, from the people that you're supposed to meet. So you got to let go. You got to make some changes in your mind and tell your own self, I don't have to settle for this. I deserve better. Okay? And trust me, it's hard to let go of people that you care about, people that you love, people that you trusted. It's so hard, okay? People think that it's easy, and it's not. It's not, because it doesn't mean that you don't love them, but you don't love them like you used to, You can never go backwards. Now it's time for you to move forward. That's a change that I want to speak over my life. I want to speak over all my motivators' life, that we're not walking forward this year and being doormats. We're speaking up for ourselves. We're setting boundaries. We respect ourselves, and we'll speak up for ourselves. No, I'm not going to expect that. I'm not going to accept that. I'm not going to let you run over me. I'm not going to let you talk about me behind my back. Okay? I'm not going to wait for you to grow up. We're not doing that in 2025. I'm not waiting for people to hatch like an egg. No, we're not waiting for people to fully mature, or the people who are wet behind their ears. No, we're not waiting. Okay? You need people to be at your level or higher. Okay? You can't grow a man. You can't grow a woman. Either a person wants to be there, they want to be mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually well. A person has to want to heal, and that's a change that I had to make within my own self. I'm no longer going to accept people in my life that they don't want to make a change for themselves, because if you have people in your life and they don't want to be happy, they don't want to be mature, they don't want to respect others, they don't want to be loyal, they don't want to set boundaries, they don't want to go for a passion in life. See, you want people who will match your energy. I need people around me that are elevating and growing and healing and working on themselves spiritually, emotionally, on all aspects. And if you can have people who are there or higher, that's a change. I'm going to have to make that change for you, because you got to go. You got to go. Yeah. Shay says exactly, and they move on and do the same thing to the next, and that's the part that I feel is sad. Shay and Chad, they just feel like you're never onto them. The lies they tell, the disrespect, running over you, the ghosting you. Nobody has time for those things. Don't let anybody do that to you. Yes, Shay, it's all an agenda. Yes, 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 yes. Shay says, I'm big on loyalty as well. Many have no idea what true loyalty is. They don't. And I'm not the one. I will just tell you all, I'm not trying to be disrespectful or rude, but you get to a space in your life where you're mature. And I hope and I pray all of you get to that space in your life where you feel I don't deserve to be put on a shelf, and only when you feel you have the time to talk to me, only when you feel like you want to do something, now, okay, now I'll call you, or you have to wait. I'm busy doing this and that. Just like that person is busy doing what they're doing, I'm busy over here doing my thing. Don't slow down your plans. Okay, that's a change that I want to say to all of my motivators family. Don't slow down your plans. Don't slow down your goals. Don't slow down your blessings for anybody, antibody. Okay, don't. All right. Shay says forgiveness helps you to move forward. And one of the things that I had to work on changing was learning to forgive myself, not only for my past, but for my present. When we make mistakes, stop beating up yourself. That's a big change that we have to make to move forward. We're human. We make mistakes, we fall short, but the thing about it is learning a lesson. What can I learn from what I just went through? Did I do something wrong? Okay, now why did I do that? And how can I improve that so we don't repeat the cycle? Because that's not what we're doing over here. Okay, we're not repeating the cycle. We're learning, we're growing, we're healing, we're maturing, we're being accountable so that we can elevate, so that we can have everything that we deserve. Because I believe 100% we get out of this life what we put into it. Are we treating people kindly and nicely? Are we showing up? Are we being loyal? Are we being respectful? Or no? Okay? You always get back what you put out there. Whether you want to believe it or not, it's the reality, it's life. What you put out there, it may not come right away, but it's going to come for you. How you treat others, is what you are going to get back, And some people, they got to learn the hard way. Some people don't understand how good they have it until they lose you. Okay? They don't understand. Okay. Forgiveness helps you. Yep. Yes, the forgiveness is really for you and your relationship with God. I have forgiven plenty of people, but they're not in my life. They're not worthy. Yes, I believe that 100%, Miss Eunice, 100%. Yes, we start to change in our minds. You got to be made brand new. I want to say that to whoever needs to hear that today. I want you to transform your mind. We talk about mindset shifting over here. And the biggest change that you have to make in your life when you want something different, you got to change this. You have to change your perspective. What do you think about yourself? Not what whoever you're with, not what your family, not what friends, not what society, but what do you think about yourself? See, you have to heal from within your heart. You have to heal the emotional pain of the people who backstabbed you, let you down, abandoned you. You have to heal those things and understand I'm not less than. They just didn't know what they had. Okay? They didn't know how good you are. You have to say, I'm a catch. Okay? I'm somebody. Okay? Even if they didn't value you, you have to value yourself. I'm saying that to somebody on today. I hope you receive it and take it in and say, I am somebody. Okay? Don't let anybody devalue you, take you down because they don't value themselves. They don't respect themselves, or they don't want to do the things that you want to do. Especially a person who's a hustler. They're about their business. They're about their life. They're taking care of themselves. They're working on their health. They're working on their spirituality. They work on their relationships. They show up. They treat people kind. They're respectful and loyal. I'm so proud of each and every one of my motivators family that puts in the work into themselves. See, the first person you have to make changes with, you got to work on yourself. And it's hard to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm not resting enough. I'm not taking care of my finances. I'm wasting money. I'm not in the budget. I haven't been planning. I have not vacationed. You have to be real with yourself before you can be real with anyone else. Because if we always are pouring into other people, what are you going to have left to pour into the other people in your life that is important? See, that's why the other people in your life, while they get the snapping and the irritated you, and they don't deserve that. So make sure you take some time and you spend some time with yourself, mind, body, and spirit. Okay. Love on yourself because you are valuable. Okay. Yes. I have told certain individuals in my life, I can't love you more than I can't love you more than you. You love yourself. We all have to do the work. Yes. Right. No more low hanging fruit association. You can't. Hi, keeping it hopeful. How are you doing? Welcome. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you subscribe. All of those things. Shay says, me too, Marlene. Forgiving myself was only possible because I saw myself as God sees me. Wonderfully made. Yes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, Shay, I am somebody. Hi, T. Colton. How are you? Welcome. Yes, that man in the mirror. Yes, you have to. You have to look at the man in the mirror. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. Okay. You guys let me know if the sound is back. Okay. So I wanted to say to everybody, make sure you're putting in the work into yourself and you're loving on yourself the way that you deserve to be loved on, the way you whatever it is that you need. And I wanted to say to everybody, this is 2025. Okay? This is 2025. And the things that you were accepting last year, you have to let those things go and ask yourself, but what do I want this year? I was thinking about my goals and my plans for 2025, and some people are just not included. You have to leave those people behind because to elevate, to grow, to be at peace, to be happy, you know, to fulfill your dreams, they're just not going to be in your life. And sometimes that hurts and we grieve it because it is a loss when we care about people, but when they don't care back, when they don't value you, we have to change the time we put into them because it can't just be one person committing to a relationship. We have to commit back to the relationship. Commitment goes on both sides. Don't be used, okay? And I mean romantically, I mean spiritually, I mean all of those things, all of your relationships. If people cannot put in the work to show up for you like you show up for them, now it's time for you to change the time you spend with these individuals, okay? I only have one more point before I get out of here. And I wanted to say to everybody, change your perspective, okay? Sometimes our perspective, we will be thinking a certain way about something, but really, do we have all the facts? We think sometimes we know what a person is going through. We think we know what a person is dealing with. We don't always know, okay? And it's not for us to know, you know. What I want to say to the resounding message is we have to be in our lane and minding our business. I'm minding my business and you mind yours. You have to focus on what is next for you. What do you have next to do? What do you have next to be? And get busy in it. Get active. Get happy. Okay? Put out all the work on your inside. And it's not just self-care. I don't just mean just bubble baths and how you look on the outside and the clothes you wear, but I'm talking about your heart condition. How are you taking care of yourself? You know, what about some things that happened in the past? Are you still miserable and unhappy? Have you healed that emotional pain? Okay. And until you do, you're going to make other people miserable. Okay. And that's something that is a work in progress. Sometimes, some days we can be good and okay, but other times, some things that somebody has done to us, it comes back, it bubbles up to the surface. And then we have to remind ourselves. I call it speaking to my inner child. And I talk to the little girl inside of me and I say, little Marlene, we're grown now. We have healed and we have forgiven that, and we are moving forward. And I suggest you all do the same. Next time something comes up to the surface that you have forgiven somebody for, talk to your inner child. Talk to the little boy or the little girl inside of you and tell yourself, we've healed that, we've grown, we've matured, and that's over. Today is a new day. Today I'm going to live in the present. I'm not going to stay in the past. I'm going to love myself even when others didn't. Okay. See, first you got to love yourself. You have to be your own best friend. Until you know how to be your friend, how can others know how to be your friend? That's a change that we have to learn. I had to learn how to love myself. I had to learn, like, what do I actually like? What actually do I want to do? What are my goals in life? And get busy doing it. Get busy doing it, whatever it is you want to do. If you want to travel, don't wait for a friend, a family, a spouse, a this, because if you are always waiting for others to fund your dreams or to be on board with your dreams, you may never get the things that you want out of this life. You may never get the things that you desire waiting for people to grow up and to be able to afford things. Go for it. Do it solo. Have fun, you know? You can do it. Sometimes it is scary to walk a path or a road alone, but guess what? When you do things on your own, you don't have to worry about people complaining. You just do what you want to do, okay? So go for it. I'm speaking to those who are single, and I'm also speaking to those who are couples. Spend time by yourself, but also spend time with the person that you're in a relationship with, because this is how you make your relationship strong. That's something to change in a society where people are so like, oh, it's all about me, it's all about me. And yes, at a certain point, you do have to spend time by yourself, with yourself. You have to have your own friendship and relationship with yourself, but also you have to work on all relationships, whether it's a spouse, it's a friend, it's a it's your child. All relationships need time, they need communication, they need respect, and what is going on in the relationship at the moment, okay? So we have to make changes based on what's happening, and you have to find out, is this a relationship I want to save? Do I want to salvage it, or do I want to let it go? Okay? So that's what I wanted to say to everybody. Oh, Miss Eunice says, time is so valuable. It's something you would never get back. I'm working on more time management and making things more manageable, meaningful in my life. Yes, that's wonderful, Eunice. And shout out to everybody. I hope you guys put in the work into yourself to have a fabulous and meaningful 2025. The change starts with you, and you. Change starts with me. Until I want to do better, it won't get better. Until I made a decision to get healthy, until I made a decision to exercise, until I made a decision to let go, until I made a decision to forgive, until I make a decision to say, God has this for me, until I said, God, I trust you, until I said, God, that person isn't good for me, I got to let them go. No matter how much I love them, I love me more. And I love my relationship with my Heavenly Father more than anything and everyone. Okay. No matter how much you care for somebody and love them, don't ever let anybody go before the relationship you have with your Heavenly Father. I'll say that, and I'll say that a million times because I did it. I made that mistake, choosing a partner over your Heavenly Father. Okay. We do that sometimes. Okay. We choose friendships, we choose our relatives, we choose money, we choose a friendship, we choose all of these other things when we need to get ourselves on our spiritual path, okay? On our I'm mature, on I'm an adult, I'm not a little kid. I have to work harder, as we get older. We have to work harder. We have to make that change. I can't eat like I ate when I was 18, okay? And you have to start adding your nutrition. And, this is not medical advice. I'm not giving medical advice. I'm just sharing what works for me. You can't do what you did when you were 18, okay? Because you're different now. You're grown, okay? We go through things, and when we find out something isn't working, we have to show how much we love ourselves. And that's for me. I love myself, so I got to put down these chips. I got to put down this bread because it's affecting me. I'm just speaking for me. That's some elevation and personal growth that I had to make inside of myself. I have to love myself more than what this is just enjoying eating, but later on it's hurting my stomach. I gotta love myself more than that. So it's so many changes that we have to make. Changes in our diet, changes in our mindset, changes in our focus, change on who we associate with, changing in our relationship with our higher power. We have to change so many things, and we have to change how we act, okay? We can talk about what we want, but it's all talk, okay? It's all talk. It's all talk. We have to be about the action, okay? Everybody make the action, move forward, and put in the work. Miss Eunice says, I'm praying for nothing but blessings for you in your life. You're such an amazing person and very inspirational. Thank you, Miss Eunice. I appreciate that. Miss Tamika says, yes. Eunice says, time is so valuable. It's something you would never get back. I'm working on more time management and making things more meaningful in my life. Yes. I concur. I fully agree. And of course, before we get out of here, you know what we always do over here? We're gonna speak over our life, right? Okay. I want you all to think about something that you want to change, okay? What is something that you want to change? I want you to think about that as I'm saying this. This year moving forward in 2025, I speak that I will make a drastic change. I will work on whatever it is, my health, my spirituality, my blessings, my courage, my elevation, my talent. I will believe in myself. I will not be a doormat. I will communicate effectively. I will not allow toxicity. I will set boundaries and enforce them. See all of those changes we can have so that we can be our best. I want you to be your best. I deserve to be my best, okay? And we're speaking on this, and we're touching, and we are agreeing that change is going to happen for us. We're going to have a phenomenal year because we're going to put in the hard work. We're going to make changes. We're going to stand up for ourselves. We're going to be confident. We're going to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, I can do it. I forgive myself. I heal. I fall down. I make mistakes and then I get up and I rise. And I'm proud of myself. And I want you to say that to yourself too. I fall down. I make mistakes and then I rise. And then I rise. And then I rise. And I rise again. Rise with God, everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of my motivators family. Shout out to all my amazing moderators. Thank you, Miss Eunice. Thank you, Tamika, Miss Doretha, Miss Kelly. Who else did I miss? I'm sure it was a lot of people that came in here. Oh, it was Shay as well. Um, and, uh, and a few other people that came in. Anybody who is new, make sure you hit the like, you subscribe, all of those YouTube things. Join my channel membership. It starts at $1.99. We do a few things over there as in the channel membership. We do a after show. We do a few things. We do a shout out. We talk about some stuff that's a little bit heavier content that I would never put on the public. But yeah, so join my channel membership. I surely appreciate it. Shout out to all of my channel members. And you know what we say over here on Marlene Motivates. Just know it. Just breathe it and be it and live your best life. Okay. I am Marlene Motivates, your life coach. I go live on 3 times a week. Today it was a pop up, but I will be live back on Wednesday. Okay. So I'll see you guys back on the public on Wednesday. Tomorrow I'm doing a live for the channel members. So I'll see you guys there. Make sure you hit the like, you subscribe, and those who are watching in the replay, leave me a comment in the comment section below. I appreciate every single one of you. You guys move forward, make changes, heal, forgive, do your best, and let go of toxic people. I'm Marlene Motivates, your life coach, and I will see you on the next one.